What?
All right, so you did this whole entire guide on church SEO, and you talked about this one little part called local SEO.
I remember writing it like it was yesterday. It was actually just a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, so going through this guide, you had this one part. Where is it at? Yeah, what is local SEO, all this stuff. I want to talk about this.
Okay, let's unpack it today. Because local church SEO is crucial, even more so than SEO in general. But before we get into local SEO, let's talk about SEO broadly.
Yeah, what is SEO?
So the acronym SEO stands for Search Engine Optimization. Now, before you fall asleep, because that was the most boring term I've spoken out loud in weeks, search engine optimization is simply the act of getting your website to rank first in a search so that it shows up at the top when someone types in something in Google.
Yeah.
But local SEO is different. It's like a niche of SEO in general. Local SEO just focuses on people searching in your immediate, like, geographic area as opposed to the entire world. Which,
for churches, this is the area that matters the most.
Yes. I actually talked to my pastor just yesterday about this. I told him, we need to improve the SEO of our church, but I'm not going to like do SEO in such a way that it gets our church website to rank for someone in Atlanta. Because we're in Jacksonville. We don't need someone in Atlanta to search churches in my area and find a church in Jacksonville. It's 5 hours away. They're never going to come if they find us.
And if they do, they're nuts.
Exactly. They're not going. That would be insane to make that drive every Sunday. We just need people in our immediate area on the west side of Jacksonville to find us when they search something in Google. That's what local SEO is, especially for churches. So local SEO matters more than SEO in general because you just want people in your immediate community to find you. You're not having to compete with church websites across the entire world or even just in your country.
And just to show this, so I actually have the Googles pulled up. So I'm first going to show Google, and then we'll show Google Maps, and you'll see why.
Perfect. Okay.
So I'm going to Google churches in Riverside, Jacksonville. So I'm getting pretty specific. I went to a specific neighborhood within a specific city of a specific state.
Okay.
Because there are already a lot of churches popping up here because there's a lot of churches located in Riverside, Jacksonville.
But here's the thing, though. You searched in Google. What's the first thing that shows up? Not the first church.
Google Maps.
Google Maps. They show Google Map results in a Google search. And the reason why is because Google Maps is a Google product. So, of course, they're going to feature their own thing first just to promote that.
Yeah.
But you'll notice on the right in that map cutout, there are some large red pins and some small red pins. And chances are there are probably also other churches in that area that aren't showing up on that map at all.
Yeah.
And that's because they've done the work to optimize that search. So they actually show up more prominently. Google actually essentially promotes them over other churches in that area. You can get that to happen for your church as well. Go straight into Google Maps and let's look up my church.
Okay, so
in the Oak Leaf area.
I'll tell you what, I'm just going to open up the, can I just open up there? Look at that, Google Maps. And now I'm going to pull this out. So now we're just going to say churches, Jacksonville, Florida.
Yeah.
And so now I've got just a bunch of random churches here in Jacksonville, Florida. But I want to go kind of more towards
the Oak Leaf area.
Yeah,
and it
so
actually keeps adjusting as you... Oh, look at that! Oh. Now, of course, you all watching don't know where my church is or what the name of it is. But to the left, near the center of the screen there, that's my church, Metro Church. And here's the thing. There are other churches in Oak Leaf, and none of them are showing up on Google Maps right now.
Yeah, there's I know of, just off the top of my head, there's 3 churches that should be showing up on the screen that aren't showing up.
Yeah, and the reason why is because my pastor doesn't know anything about SEO. But when he made the website, he accidentally did a really good job in making sure that we would rank for searches in our area when people are looking up a church on Google.
That's actually pretty impressive that your pastor not only accidentally made the local SEO good on the website, but made it so good where it beat a church that's 10 times the size.
Oh, more than 10 times. We're a tiny church. We have an average attendance of about 30 people. We don't even have our own building. We're meeting in a theater, so we don't have any signage out front. There's no immediate physical awareness or branding in our immediate area for our church. But there's just right around the corner, there's a satellite campus of a mega church, and we're outranking them in Google Maps searches for churches.
Because of your local SEO.
Yes.
And this is just Google Maps.
Yeah, this is just Google Maps. This is actually different. Wes didn't show you. He was looking at a different neighborhood. But if you go to google.com and search churches in Oak Leaf, our church doesn't show up at very high. You have to scroll a ways to find that.
So I'll do that right now. So churches in Oak Leaf, Florida. Oak Leaf Plantation?
I mean, Oak Leaf is just short for Oak Leaf Plantation.
There you go. And now your church is actually not showing up at all.
We actually are, but if you look in the map, we're one of the small red dots instead of one of the large ones.
Oh, okay.
So we do show up, but it's very small, it's not prominent, and we're not showing up on the left-hand side of that map at all. Metro Church isn't in there at all.
And you're not showing up in the Google search
So
as
that's
well.
why I'm gonna comb through the website and improve the local SEO for our website so that we show up here as well, not just in Google Maps.
So let's talk about that. How can we improve our local SEO so that way not only do we show up on Google Maps, but we show up on the Google search?
So step one, and this is the most important. If you do nothing else that I recommend, you'll still dramatically increase the likelihood that someone will find your church when they search, at least in Google Maps. Maybe not in google.com, but at least in Google Maps.
Yeah.
I actually wrote another post on how to get your church on the map.
How to put your church on Google Maps.
Yeah, and we're talking about Google Maps here, of course. What you need to do is you need to create a Google My Business account. That's how any location you've ever looked up on Google Maps has put themselves on that map and created a red pin for themselves. So create an account for your church through Google My Business. Add all the information. Don't be shy.
Yeah.
The more information you add, the stronger that entry is, and the more higher you'll rank in a search.
And there's so many benefits. I mean, the first is that it's free. Your church doesn't have to pay to do this.
Completely free.
But the ability to just be able to share information about your church, to be able to share pictures, people to be able to leave reviews and all that, which I encourage you to read this article because it's like a crash course in Google My Business and how to utilize that for your church. It's really good stuff.
It's also key because it allows you a little more control over how you appear in a search as well.
Yep.
So definitely give them the link to your church website and regularly update photos and add pictures of all the smiling faces people will see when they walk in the door.
Yep.
Respond to all reviews, including negative ones.
Yep.
Because Google sees that as you being very active, and so that ranks you even higher in a search. And also, just FYI, if you ever get a bad review and it's clearly false, it was someone who never even showed up to the church, just report that to Google. Don't stress about it. They're pretty good about removing those.
My church actually had one of those, and Google's pretty good about seeing that someone's just a hater, and so they'll take it down. All right, so that's definitely, if you walk away with anything today, Google My Business if you haven't already done that, or take the time to take your Google My Business profile to the nth level.
Yes.
But let's dive into some other ways you can increase your local SEO, Matt. What are some other ways?
So another way is to embed a Google Map pin of your church on your church website. So go ahead and create a page search a service times and location page. But if you add your location and your address, also embed a Google map of that address.
And so you can actually, if I click your church here, and it pulls up the information, there's actually ways where you can share it and everything, which I'm not finding from here now, but I know there's a way I can share it. And
that's okay, don't worry about it. Scroll up to the top. Scroll up to the top and go to our website.
Okay.
To the left, right? Yep, right there. If you go here, our website, we have, I think on the Plan a Visit tab at the very top, if you click Plan a Visit and then scroll down, we have some information about our church and parking and blah, 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 but if you scroll all the way to the bottom, and some reviews. Oh, it's maybe on a different page then. It shows a Google map of the church, but there's also the address right there, really prominently.
It's huge.
Yeah, but we do have our website embedded on another. We do have the map embedded somewhere on our website, but to really take this to the next level, add it to your footer. Not just one page of your site. If the template you use for your website allows you to do this, embed the Google map there as well.
Okay.
Because that adds the Google map to every page of your website.
So step one is having just that address in your footer, but you're going to take it to step two later this week. You're going to actually embed that map on your footer.
If the template allows.
Okay.
If it doesn't, we've already got what we need, which is the address in that footer so that it shows up on every page of our site. But if I can, I'm going to add the Google embed the Google Maps embed to that.
And that in itself is probably going to just jetpack 90% of churches into being able to be seen by Google.
It'll boost your signal pretty significantly. For a Google Maps hack, if you want to like do something really fun that boosts the signal even more, get your members involved. Have them look up your church website, like pull up Google Maps on their phone on Sunday morning before they leave.
Oh, okay, I know what you're going with this.
Pull up your church's location and get directions for it. Because that tells Google this is a high priority location that people need to get to. So it'll actually boost your ranking in Google Maps if people are looking up your location on the map and getting directions on Sunday morning. So get your people involved as well.
So what you're saying is that it helps your ranking if you have maybe 100 people every morning that are searching for a location in your church, whereas the church next door that could be 10 times the size, they only have 50 people a day that are actually putting in the directions.
Yeah, Google thinks that's even more important location than that church that's 10 times your size. And then last but not least, this is probably the thing that stresses people out the most because it feels really big and like it's hard to grasp. But it's actually a lot simpler, especially for churches.
Okay.
And that is learning key search terms and adding them to your site.
Okay.
That's the focus of SEO in general. And that's what people spend a lot of time on when doing SEO. Your church is going to be very simple. All you have to do is take the things that people are searching on Google when they're trying to look for a church, take those terms or those phrases and sprinkle them all throughout your website. And the reason why is because if someone types in a search term or a phrase and Google sees that your website is full of that phrase, it's going to think that your website is the authoritative source for that term.
So for your situation in your church, because you're getting ready to start adding these terms in your church's website, so going back to your main page, this is an opportunity. So your church is located in Oakleaf Plantation, Jacksonville. So you don't actually have anything about here being church in Oakleaf.
This is why we don't rank in a Google.com search.
So you rank in maps, but you don't rank in the Google.com search.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's because we haven't worked those search terms into our site very well. But it's simple, and you can follow this sort of method for your site as well. All you need to do is people are typing in like churches or churches near me or church in my area into Google search. But they're also, for my church in my area, they're searching things like churches in Oakleaf Plantation, churches on Argyle Forest Boulevard.
That's a big one.
Churches on the west side, churches in Jacksonville. So if you know what those phrases are, you can work them into your website. Add them to like headers on your page. Add them to the tabs across the top that people use to navigate your site.
Yeah.
Add them to the text, the body of your website. That way Google knows this is what people are looking for when they type this phrase into my search bar.
One thing I've seen that was really cool with one church leader is they have a page about the pastor, and the pastor is like just a quick little blip letter from the pastor.
Sure.
And part of that was the pastor was like, I love serving my community here and blah, 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 and with our church in blah, blah, blah. And so by using those key terms, not blah, 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 but obviously their location, it just helps boost their SEO.
Yeah.
So it's just something you've already got in your website.
You can just get clever with it.
Tweak it.
Yeah,
and
just
get
a little bit clever with how you work that in. Do it in whatever way makes sense and feels appropriate to you, but get those search terms into your site. And if you're thinking, I don't know what those terms are, it's just your location. It's your physical area. So like churches in town name or city name or neighborhood name or street name. Just work that kind of information into your site so that when people search that term, your site comes up first.
That's pretty simple. It's not as hard as you think it is initially.
No, it's not. Now that's local SEO for church websites. Definitely check out our other video we did called Did Google Kill SEO for Church Websites, where we cover a lot more of what we talked about in detail. Yeah. And definitely subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos like this one. Bye.